OpenAI's Widget Builder is one of the most powerful features of their brand new ChatKit and Agent Builder system. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use the OpenAI Widget Builder right here to build out really interactive widgets for your chat interfaces. I'm going to do a full rundown on how to get the most out of this tool. You're going to be able to create really awesome UI elements like the one on the screen here for graded assignments, where we've got nice scoring and names, and we're able to hover over these elements. We can create widgets like this, where we now have images for book recommendations. We've got stars here, so really nice styling, and just something that really adds to that overall user experience. You could even do something like this, where we have calendar events now popping up within the actual widget, and it's going to be able to showcase live data. So in this video, you're going to learn how to build these widgets from complete scratch. And the best part about it is that this is going to require absolutely no coding experience whatsoever. If you haven't yet seen my complete 1-hour course on how to build agents here on the Agent Builder, I would recommend checking that video out first, as this is going to be a deeper dive into specifically the Widget Builder. But if you don't want to watch that video, I'll just do a quick rundown on what the Agent Builder is and how the Widget Builder sort of works with it. So very quickly, once again, this is a visual no-code canvas tool, and this is the brand new tool by OpenAI, which allows us to build these agentic workflows natively within the OpenAI ecosystem. And we can combine this agent builder with their new ChatKit, which is what you're looking at right here, where we have this chat interface, which is fully customizable. Within these chat kits, we have the widgets, which are these visual interface sort of cards. And we can obviously customize these to whatever we like. And it really gives you that sort of ChatGPT-like experience. The responses and the way in which that everything's structured is very much like ChatGPT, although it is completely custom to what we're looking to build. So this is the agent builder. We've got a start node and an agent. This is what just comes by default when you create a new workflow. When we click into one of these agent steps, you're going to see a lot of instructions that's very similar to what you may have seen when building out custom GPTs. But notably, one thing at the bottom here, you're going to see an output format. And if we click on the output format, we can get text, JSON, or a widget. And obviously the widget is the main thing here, real killer of this new system. So if I click the plus widget right here, this is going to prompt up this tab, which says upload a .widget file to link a widget to your workflow or create new in Widget Studio. So the Widget Studio is also called the Widget Builder. I'm not sure why there's two different names here for it, but there is. But the Widget Studio is essentially the Widget Builder, and this is where we can copy existing widgets, which is what we're looking at right now. This is the OpenAI gallery, just a bunch of widgets they've already created to sort of showcase what's possible. And we can upload these widgets by literally downloading them through a .widget file and just uploading them right here. And when we configure the output format to a widget, essentially what we're doing is making it so that this agent, its entire purpose is to output a widget. So this is designated to essentially think about how it's going to populate all of the fields and styling and elements used in that specific widget. So once again, in this example here for grade assignments, this is an individual agent which is dedicated and built and prompted to be able to display this information right here based on past conversations or based on knowledge-based information or based on context that the user has given to be able to reference and create something for the user to see here. So I'll get started in building out a pretty basic one. So I'm going to go ahead and just do the weather right here. So once you've clicked on one of the widgets that you'd like to use, what we can do is click open in the widget editor. What you're going to see here is a bit of code on the left here. This is essentially what's being used to create this widget. And then at the bottom, you'll see some variables that are being referenced in this code right here. And that's being used to get a lot of the dynamic values from the images that are being used in the sun here and the background gradient, as well as the actual text. So the actual temperature as well. These are all sort of variables that are going to be different for every conversation. So very simply, what I'll do is hit the download button in the top right. You're going to get a .widget file that downloads right away. And then all we need to do is just go to our plus widget right here and then just upload it. Once you've done that, it will just populate right away. Then just clicking out of that at the bottom here, you're going to see the weather current or whatever the name of that widget is just going to be populated at the bottom here. And so next, all that we need to do is just build out our assistant, which is going to be used to reference the information that is needed to populate the widget. But before I do that, I'm just going to go through and not give it any instructions on what it needs to populate or do with it. I'm just going to run it and showcase what it looks like really out of the box. So going to the top right and hitting the preview button, what we can do is just send a message off to our agent here. And that is immediately going to hit, obviously, the widget agent that we have, and it's going to give us a response. And right out of the gate, this is what's going to happen. And obviously, because we haven't prompted it, we haven't really given it any help in how to use our widget that we've given it. The response that we're getting here is pretty terrible. So obviously, this is not the weather. It has kind of just taken the structure of the widget and just populated whatever it could think to put in there. And this is very simply because we haven't given it any instructions on what to do with the widget, how to populate it, what data to even populate it with. And there's a lot of setup and configuration actually needed to get this working a bit better. So this is probably one of the most crucial things to know about these widgets is that they seem really cool, but there is a little bit of a setup required in order to get them to be super useful. So jumping back to our agent builder, what we need to do is not only prompt it to actually use our widget properly and that it's going to be used for the weather and that we want certain data to be populated with it, but we also need to give it a reference to images to actually use. And this is something you definitely don't want to overlook. And just for some more context, if we jump back to the widget builder right here at the bottom in the left, you're going to see that the images that are being used for, let's say, the weather here is coming directly from OpenAI. So if you're building this system out for a client, it's probably not going to be the most reliable thing to rely on OpenAI to continuously store this image within their own database. It's possible that this is only going to be there for a short period of time. And so you will need to build out your own graphics in a sense to be able to be referenced in this widget. So I know it's a little bit of a setup to have to do that, but I do have some really cool and easy tricks on how to get images like that quite easily. But before I jump into the images, we're just going to go ahead and make sure that we can fill out the rest of the details and the rest of the styling just through prompt engineering. So very simply, I'm just going to give it an instruction set that tells it that it needs to populate the widget that it's going to be outputting with weather information. And I can give it a specific location, or I can make it dynamic based on the input from the user. But otherwise, I'm just going to tell it to give me the information for the weather here in Melbourne, Australia, and see if I can get it to be accurate. So I've just gone ahead and changed the prompt for the instructions, and this is specifically for our weather widget now. So we'll just expand upon this. Clicking on expand prompt, I've just said, you are a weather widget creator. You will populate the fields of the widget using the weather data you find from your weather lookup. Please use the web search tool to find the Melbourne weather data. So it is now pretty much specifically for this. It obviously isn't the most sophisticated instruction set. I'll jump into a little bit more that we'll have to add in just a second, but I've also added an additional tool. So this is the web search tool. This is something that is native to OpenAI's agent builder that we can do web searches. We don't need to do any external API calls for this. And clicking into my web search here, all that I've done to configure this is I've given it the bom.gov.au site. This is just an Australian weather tool, so it's going to give me the right weather information that is most relevant and up to date for the location that I'm referencing. I've just added that in here. To be honest, you might not even need to add it in there because it will do that research itself. You could change the location to Australia or wherever you are to make it obviously more accurate, but it is going to handle majority of this by itself. So let's test it out and see what we get this time. And here we go. So that looks quite a lot better here. 14.8 degrees, which I believe is accurate. Melbourne Olympic Park VIX, which just found a location based on the websites that it was having a search through. And it says showers easing with light winds here. So awesome. That populated obviously far better. It's not greeting me this time. It's giving me proper weather information. And so just that little bit of prompting now understands exactly what to do with it. But still, it's obviously not perfect. One thing is that the background is gray. It's not the sunniest day, but I think we could do a little bit of a better job to get it to prompt maybe a better color of the background, as we saw with the other widget builder doing with this nice gradient at the back here. And so very simply, we might just need to add in some conditioning to prompt it to tell it that in order to get our background to look nice, it needs to create some sort of a linear gradient by itself using the prompt. And in addition to that, obviously the image isn't coming up as well. But I'll also show you how to create some really cool images that we can reference in our widgets and also host them by ourselves. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to come down to the example at the bottom here, and I'm just going to literally copy this and use it as a reference for our own agent to use to understand exactly what kind of way in which it should be creating these gradients. So I've just put this into the prompt. I've said, please style the background with a gradient based on the weather condition. Here is an example for a sunny day. And so I've just pasted this in directly from the OpenAI example. And now our agent should have some context as to what we're looking for in the styling and format of building out a gradient for our widget. And then hopefully it's not only going to just use this or reference it, but for maybe a cloudy day like today, it's going to make it a bit gray, but still a gradient. So let's try it out. Here we go. You can see the background is now a much better gradient. It's not just plain gray. It's sort of doing a gradient from this sort of darker weather to the lighter weather with the showers in the morning and then clearing later in the day. So I think that's pretty cool, pretty intelligent. It does seem the weather did change here. I believe it actually is looking at a different area of Melbourne. So a little bit of prompting to make it specific to the area that you want to be getting the weather from. But otherwise, looking pretty good. And now I'm going to show you how we can get these images. So just jumping over to ChatGPT, this is what I'm going to be using to create these images. It's actually a really good tool for creating these types of small icons and transparent icons. You'd be surprised at how good it actually is. And so I'm going to put in a prompt just like this, which says, please create a small transparent icon for a cloudy day. I have provided a reference to use from a sunny day icon. And I'm just going to take a screenshot of the image that's used in the widget here on the widget builder. I'm going to capture this. And I'm pretty much just going to reference that so that it can sort of use that type of styling. But obviously you can just prompt it to do it however you'd like, but this will just speed up the process to make it a little bit better. And we're just going to let the AI handle it for us. Now, I do think it would be cool in the future if OpenAI were to release their image generation model to be used within the agent builder itself. So it would just make these images on the go. I think that would be pretty awesome. Otherwise, this is the method for now. And here we go. So we've just got back a widget. This is fully transparent as an image. I can just download this and now reference it to be used within our widget. Now, what I would recommend is storing these images somewhere by yourself. So we don't really want to be referencing OpenAI servers, of course, because these images could just disappear at any time. This right here is Imgur. It's sort of like an image upload tool where we can store images, but really any public file storage is going to do just the same job. So I've uploaded the image to Imgur here. You can see it right on the page. And what I can do is right click, copy image address. And this image address that I now have is a sort of publicly available link that anybody can access this image from. And so jumping back to our agent builder and jumping into my agent here, we can jump into the prompt and I'm just going to tell it to use this image. If it's a cloudy day, reference this image. So I've added into our instructions here, I've actually added a section with markdown that says images. This is a bit more optimal if you're going to be building up this prompt and making it any longer. Adding in sections for the different parts of it will make it a bit smoother. And in the case of building this out to be production ready, you're probably going to have maybe 3 or 4 different images used for the different weather conditions, and you would want to store them all within this instruction set. So under this, I've just said, please use this image if it's a cloudy day, and linking it directly to that Imgur link. It is going to be able to reference that in its output, and it should give us that complete widget. Finally, we've got our weather widget all configured here with the proper weather, with the gradient background, with the weather image as well, and some text at the bottom. This widget is now complete. It's now configured and set up so that we can use it properly. And so pretty much that process that we went through with prompt engineering and pulling data through so that we could reference it and then creating the images so that they can be then also referenced within our widget is the exact same process that you need to go through to build out really any of these widgets right here. So these are all using images, they're all using data that's being pulled through from really any sources, whether that's a function call, MCP calls, all of that data needs to be fed through into our agent initially before we can create a widget just like this. Cool, so you now know how to use these existing widgets and configure them to do exactly what you're looking for, but how do we actually create our own brand new widget? How do we create them custom to our exact use case, then add them into our conversations? Well, lucky for you, we've got a section dedicated for creating these widgets. The best part about this is that we're going to be able to create these widgets just by prompting them into existence. So all of that code is going to be generated by AI, and all we need to do is just tell it exactly what we're looking for. So let's say that we wanted to build a widget in our chat conversation that pulled through the latest driver's standings in the F1, and we wanted to have a big column with a bunch of points and driver names, maybe some images in there as well. And we want it to be nicely formatted and styled to look like sort of an F1 style widget. I'm simply just going to prompt it and just see what we get. I've just jumped into ChatGPT and I told it that I want to create a prompt that designs a widget for an F1 driver standings widget in a chatbot. It should have F1 styling with a nicely designed leaderboard / list of the current standings. And I'm just going to go ahead and copy some of the text that's generated. I might just take what it's generated right here and then just use this. It's done some other stuff as well. Not sure that this is all needed, but we can use it if we want. And I'm just going to go ahead and paste it directly into here and see what we get back. Okay, so we got F1 driver standings at the top here. We've got sort of a refresh button to refresh the standings. No standings located. Tap refresh. There we go. Looks pretty well styled. That's sort of the colors of F1, of course. But obviously there are no fields that have been populated right here. And that's because we haven't given it any examples of the fields to use. And because it will be dynamic based on the prompt, of course. But a little trick so that we can generate some data to be able to populate, just to give it a test, I had thrown in the entire widget file into ChatGPT. And I told it, can you update this reference data with some fake data? And I just gave it what it initially gave me at the bottom here. And then what it comes out with is this big long list of code that we can use as a reference so we can actually get some data out of it. So if I just click copy code, jump over here and replace this, what you'll see happen is that all of the data will now populate. So I'll paste it in here and here we go. So we've got a bunch of drivers that are now populated. We've got points here as well. It's a nice long list. We can even click show one more, which is a button that's kind of automatically populated now. We can open and close this for whatever reason, but pretty awesome that we're able to build this kind of an interface literally just by prompting it. Now, obviously this data isn't up to date and that we would want it to be giving itself up to date data. But what we will do is essentially use this type of structure for all of the information and just give it to our prompt. And then our actual agent is going to be looking up on the internet to fill out the proper data in this case. And then obviously, if you wanted to get this in your chatbot, just go ahead and download it, upload it into your agent builder, and then prompt it to do some research on the latest F1 driver standings. And it's going to be able to populate data just like this. So hopefully you now have a really good understanding as to how to use these widgets and create these really interactive interfaces. Now, if you do want to learn more about building agents here on the Agent Builder, I would 100% recommend checking out my 1-hour complete course on how to build agents here on the Agent Builder.